Good Saturday morning. I don't know if anybody's told you yet, but it's cold. 37 right now as you're waking up in our area of the woods, but don't worry, eventually it will warm up. 71 is a high that we're looking for today, so maybe it's just best to stay in bed a little while longer. Burr. That's a good way to put it. We'll have your forecast coming up to let you know what all's going on in the area, all and around. So I hope you're feeling well. I am seeing some sunshine through the window outside. That's good news. Always feels good to have that. Let's start taking a look at what we have that we know going on this week. I saw this, and this was pretty cute. Have you ever visited the Children's Museum in Meridian? If not, you should. It's a pretty neat little place there. At some point this week, I'm told Elvis was in town. Well, maybe not the real one, but it does sure look like Elvis as we pull this up. A lot of great things happen there. Kids love it there. Had a big New Year's Eve party and all of that went on there as well. Early this morning, a little bit ago, if you were out and about, you probably saw this. The balloons going up. That was over at Faith Baptist Church as they were getting it ready, and eventually it did get up in the air. So if you've been seeing that float around Meridian, it looks great, doesn't it? I bet it's even colder in that the higher you go. Y'all know how that works. Burr, burr, and burr. An overnight accident on Highway 19. They're okay, but it did involve a single vehicle, a small Nissan car, and, a big old deer. As that happened out near the storage buildings there on Highway 19 is where all of that went down. I think everybody's going to be okay, but, boy, it sure was a mess there for just a second. Glad that everybody is okay with that as we look around. Now, another thing that went on last night in Meridian, we had an accident, Highway 19 at College Park. As we go to this, it was plain and simple, a hit and run is what happened this, and a pedestrian was struck crossing the street. The person left the scene. The MPD arrived, Meridian Fire Department, Metro did as well. The person was rushed to the hospital for medical care. It's not life-threatening, but still being struck by a car will make you very sore the next day. We do wish them a speedy recovery. Not sure how it happened, but I do know they were trying to cross the road. So we hope all will be well in that before it's all said and done. I don't know if you had a chance to read the article. Every now and then something has really done good in the community, and we like to thank the folks. I got a note that this is going on. If you've seen this article, we got this posted on our Facebook page and also on our web page. About some officers that went above and beyond the call of duty for a family that was stranded in Meridian. Didn't have a place to stay, no food, no anything. They got them some food and kept them warm for the night as they were from the forest area. Hopefully they got back home and all of that. But it gives a little bit more details in the story if you get a chance. It's always good to see folks that go above and beyond to do a little something nicer for someone else. And as I put in the article, if you want to feel like a rich man for a day, do something nice for somebody. Truly is a great feeling. Hope you'll check that out. Let's see what else we had go on overnight. Before we get into all of this, and there's just, we'll start here. Let me pull this up. As we look at this, we did have gunshots reported last night. Yep. Let me get my Karl Rove notepad here. Let's see. We had shots reported, 38th Street, and that would be the 4,000 block. We also had, shots reported in the 4100 block of 27th Street. Shots reported at 35th Avenue, 22nd Street, the 300 block of 63rd Place. And also we had shots reported 41st Avenue and 26th Street. And, we can't leave out Mary. And y'all also had your share of some. About 15 rounds, I'm told, went off there at Russell Manor Road and Old Homestead Road. Well, we could all go fishing with all that lead, couldn't we? There was a lot that went on last night. To my knowledge, at this point, we have no one hurt or any damage to report so far this morning. But it was a lot of gunplay in the area. A lot of folks heard it. Went on last night. As we look at a few things that went on as we go up to Poplar Springs Drive, this will be right across from the new place that has gone in, the Country Boys Food Market there. As we pulled that up, an accident happened there. We're told that someone fled the scene. They were caught a little while longer by MPD hiding in the bushes. Tells you they might have done something they shouldn't have. Didn't want to be talked to. We had a accident with injuries. I'm not sure if you came along and saw this. This would be at the intersection by the Coca-Cola plant, the old Winn-Dixie location there at Highway 39 and 45 where AutoZone is, as we pulled this up to take a look at what this looked like yesterday. MPD, the street was blocked there for a little while. Yeah. Totally messed up that car. Of course, there were 2 cars involved in that. And we do hope everybody makes a full recovery from that. Never good when that happens to you, is it? No, not at all. We had a structure fire also brought up yesterday that was reported. It would be on 10th Avenue in that area. So we had it there, the 3100 block of 10th Avenue is where that happened. Again, fires are bad. This time of year they happen a lot. Hot, cold in the mornings, and people trying to keep warm. Think about your neighbors. Check on them when you can, especially the elderly. You might get things a little too close to a curtain or maybe to a stove. Just check on them as you can. We are seeing that in the state of Mississippi. They were on the rise. They were really kind of calm there until everybody got together at Christmas. I've heard about it. I'm sure you have too now that COVID cases are on the rise again in the state of Mississippi. It'll take a few weeks for that to wear off, but that many people together that's been sick, well, it spreads. Y'all know it as well I do. Just like the old common cold. It happens. We're finding out French Camp, Mississippi, which is northwest of here. There was an accident this week. Someone lost their life in it, and we certainly hate that. It involved a log truck. Somebody ran off the road, hit one of the logs. They were pronounced dead at the scene. Just horrible way. Horrible there. Lowndes County, Mississippi, as you go up Columbus Air Force Base in that way, they were looking for a murder suspect. He fled the scene. He was caught late Friday in St. Louis, Missouri. He was getting out of Dodge, wasn't he? He's going to be transported back now to Mississippi. He'll face trial for what he's done. Clay County. There's nothing like visiting the great state of Mississippi. I'll say you're from Missouri, you're passing through. You don't need to stop and see a drug dealer because, well, you brought your own. You've got your own meth. Until you run a red light and you get stopped and, well, those puppy dogs sniff something. They'll get to stay here for a little while. 2 ladies visiting Clay County. They'll get to know those jailers pretty good there for a little while there. We'll get some southern hospitality. You know, as I look at this, and we all see it, there's always litter no matter where do you go. One of the cleanest places that I have ever been to that I remember, and I commented as I sat on the passenger seat. Somebody else was driving. Granbury, Texas. Do y'all know where that is? They've done a bunch of filming for the 1883 pre-sequel to Yellowstone. Probably the cleanest town that I have ever been through. This was 3 years ago, something like that. No, it's been a little longer than that, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And as you went from red light to red light, as you looked out, I didn't see a bubblegum wrapper anywhere in that town. The town really took pride in how their city looked. I think you got written up if you even thought about throwing something out your window. Well, it takes a community to do it. But as we look at the state of Mississippi, it's a problem. And the figures that they put out there, they say it takes roughly $3 million a year to keep the trash picked up. That's a lot of money. I'm just thinking out loud here. Don't we have a lot of people sitting around in square boxes and 6x4 cells or 6x6 that don't have anything to do? Just a thought when you're trying to save money for not spend other people's. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe so. I was thinking out loud again. We do see that this morning a former football coach, Jim Carmody, has passed away. He was real big at University of Southern Mississippi. 89 years old, he passes away. We pass condolences to the family of him, and I know there was a lot of fans at USM who thought a lot of him. Do you remember the young lady, the investigator who lost her life in the line of duty in Greenville, Mississippi? Made a traffic stop. They were after a bad guy. She was shot and killed. She has now been awarded a Medal of Honor. Her family was presented with that. Tickled over that. Always something special about somebody who gives their life in the line of duty for others. We go to Jones County. Accidents happen all the time, but boy, what happens when you run off the road and your car goes into a pond? The driver did get out. Car sunk. It looked just like a movie from the pictures I was seeing. The headlights bubbled underneath the water. Anybody ever seen that? They're okay. That's the good news out of that story. You ever read a story, and I've read this 2 or 3 different articles of how it was written and put. There's a firefighter in the state of Alabama that you have policies that police officers and firefighters, and I'm sure paramedics and everybody has to abide by. And it's strictly stated, no tattoos, face, neck, area, can't do it. Well, I had a firefighter do it. It was a female. I think they gave her, she like shaved half of her head. I think she was asked to cover it up, grow hair, not show it, and she's been relieved of duty over that. We'll probably hear more about this, but if you're told you can't do something, then yeah. Is there more to it? Not that I'm aware of. Maybe there is. But, again, we'll leave it at that. There's guidelines. You either pay attention to them or you don't. And when you don't, you're removed from office or your job, whatever the case is there. Boy, have y'all been watching this the last few days? It has been a stink in Washington, D.C., as Kevin McCarthy has tried to be the Speaker of the House. Well, it finally happened last night after 15 votes. 15 different times is what I'm talking about. Not 15 votes, but 15 actual different sessions of voting. He finally got it. I'm sure there's been some deals made for him to get it, but at least that's over as the Republicans try to gather around each other and move forward. And I guess it makes them look bad, doesn't it? Like they can't work together. Can't make decisions. Somebody should have a little talk with them. We see that in America, the oldest person, a young lady that was 115 years old, has passed away. She was the oldest in the United States. She was born in 1907. She passed away peacefully Tuesday in Iowa. We pass condolences to her. No word yet as to who the next person will be named as the oldest living person in the United States. It's a great age. I often sit back and think, would I want to be here that long? Sometimes I'm not so sure about that. She went through, what was it? Oh, boy, I'm trying to remember how many presidents she went through. 21 presidents, the story goes. She's seen a lot. And at that age, I'm sure that a lot of your loved ones are gone. It'd be tough to be stuck here without your close friends and family, wouldn't it? It sure would. Let's see here. A teacher, this is bad news, in Virginia was critically injured after she was deliberately, listen to the wording here, deliberately shot in the chest by a 6-year-old at work. And what kind of upbringing, what went on here, we don't know. But that's the fact. That's what went on with that. We'll see if we can find out more about that. Me and Candace talked about this one day this week. Do you ever watch the videos of people that get pulled over? I'm sure that the Meridian Police Department, I'm sure that the Sheriff's Department, any of our surrounding Sheriff's Department could probably tell you some pretty interesting and funny stories of people they pull over and they give the sobriety test to. They pulled over a guy with a mullet and he done backflips for the cops. It's hilarious. It makes you laugh. He did get a ride downtown. Ohio is where all that went on. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Again, as we look at it, we're sitting at 37. We're going to look at your forecast next year in just a moment. Warm you up. Get your day going right for you. Hope everything is going well in your world as we get today rocking and rolling for you. We certainly hope so. We'll be right back with more.
You can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
As we look at that, as LaWanda pointed out, she's kind of scared of what McCarthy had to do. What kind of deals did he make behind the scenes to get those handshakes and get people to come on over and vote for him? It is. We just hope it's something good for our country. A lot of times deals are made that, well, are not in the best interest of the American people. That's done on both sides of the aisle, whether it's Democrat or Republican. We all know that. Let's check that forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Back in 89, it was a warm day, 79 degrees. 2014, cold day was 10 degrees. We are warmer than that today, but it was cold back then. As we look for the outlook today, 71. Look at that sunshine that we've gotten. There's a slight chance in the Delta today they'll get a sprinkle. 68 at Columbus Air Force Base. Natchez reaches 75. We'll get 73 there in Hattiesburg. As we go east into Bamaland, Clanton, Alabama, 66. We'll see 70 at Demopolis, and somewhere right around 70 also there in Livingston, Alabama as well. As we look at the outlook, it's nothing but warm weather ahead of us. It's kind of like a nice May day, isn't it? Almost feels like spring later on today. 71, that high. Then there's no signs of winter anywhere. Old man winter's on vacation. As we look across here for the next 7 days from Wilson Outdoor Power, get yourself a steal there. 70 today as we look to tonight, only down to 50. Not near as cold tonight as it was last night. We move into Sunday. We do have a chance of rain, about an 80% chance you're going to get wet. I want to warn you there before you head off to church tomorrow. 41 for the low. As we go back to work Monday, 59 for a high. A little cooler there, down to 41 Monday night, and then we're back into the mid-60s to upper 60s. It'll be Friday before we see any 50-degree weather, coming in at 55, and let's go another week into January. Let's go all the way to the 21st. What do we find here? 58, and then we're back to 70 again by the 17th. Really, that'll start about the 16th there. Warm, warm, and warm. We do have a lot of chances of rain throughout this. Haven't caught anything that looks like it'll be severe at this point. That's good. Don't forget, spring will be coming before long as we start rolling into March and April. We all know what comes with that, tornadic activity. We'll be here to walk you through that and let you know all of the weather, what happens. Let's check our fishing forecast for today. We'll go out to Chet's Paint and Body. What happens? Well, let's see. Around right now, all the way through about 10 o'clock. Minor fishing. Another time around, well, almost 1 o'clock. We'll call it 1 to 3 will be good fishing this afternoon. The wind's going to be south-southwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we look at those guys that are hitting the woods today, deer hunting, here we go. It looks like our first major time is going to be at 7:30 this morning. No. Let me back up on that. That's a minor time. Your best time to hunt this afternoon is going to be there at 2 to 4 o'clock. So make sure that you're in the stand early. Get there at 2 o'clock, hunt till dark. That'll be your best times to do that. Our other major time was, well, when they get on your cameras at 1:30. Again, brought to you by our friends at Collinsville Meat. Drop in and have all your deer meat made up there. They'll take care of you. That's a quick look at weather. Again, we're still sitting at 37 this morning. As we roll through, it's no wind chilled. It will warm up, I promise you. Seeing that sunshine coming through the trees out the window, it looks beautiful. Again, thank y'all for choosing us for your headlines and your weather. We do appreciate that. Don't forget, we'll have a new co-host joining us on the 16th of this month, a week from now. Candace will be with us all this week, and we'll make a change after that, as we'll have a new co-host. Hope you'll be a part of that. And the show's going to be moving to 7 a.m. Hope you can adjust that to your schedule to find out what's going on in and about the area with us. All happens here at the Scotty Ray Report. All that's coming up, and we'll be checking weather and things still in the early hours before that show, around 6 o'clock. We'll keep you posted on what happens. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this. We'll be here behind the scenes throughout the day letting you know what goes on. Thanks so much. God bless, and we'll see you soon from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: